wearing my favorite color. I love orange. If you are able to pop on here live, please just say hello. Let me know who's here. And feel comfortable participating in the conversation. Also, if you catch the replay of this instead, comment. Let me know which parts of this resonate with you. Let me know, what your thoughts and your feelings are. If you want to kind of continue the dialogue, you can let me know that too. And, and I'll do my best to include your comments and your thoughts, and we'll kind of, address them as we go here. So this morning we are talking about why it's all piling up on you. Okay. Now I decided to go with that title because even though it's a little generic, you can fill in the gaps, right? It can be specific to you and whatever it is that you are experiencing. So, as we talk about why it's piling up on you, whatever it is that resonates with you or that your experiences, you can just put into the whole it's category. So first, I want us to take a look at some of the feelings that you might be experiencing if this applies to you. And then I also want to talk about how, what we typically do as humans is we look to associate with things. We look to understand things. So we might listen to other people or see videos or see posts with certain phrases or words on them that we are like, hey, this really is me, right? So if it's all piling up on you, you might be experiencing feelings of overwhelm. You might even be labeling where you're at in your life as having burned out. Okay. You might feel like you're kind of in this daze, or that you're, every life is the same, and that you're just kind of more zombie-like, right? So these are some of the things that you might feel. Right? Now you might label some of that, depending on how old you are. You might be wondering, is this a midlife crisis? Right? Or as my oldest daughter likes to remind me, the quarter life crisis is a real thing, she says. So wherever you're at, you might be looking for words or phrases that kind of help you understand what it is that you're experiencing. And ultimately what your brain really wants to know is, hey, I'm not alone, right? Other people go through these things. And that's a big reason why I wanted to talk about this, because yes, other people experience these things as well. And ultimately, what's happening is that your brain is wanting to find a solution. It doesn't like what you're experiencing, and it's looking for a solution. And to be honest, our minds and our bodies are connected that way. They're wired to resolve things. They're wired to create experiences or solutions. So a lot of times what happens is when things start all piling up and you're having this experience that, is unpleasant for you, it's because your mind and your body are really trying to do what they've been designed to do. They're trying to call attention to something that's actually not working for you, and they're trying to get you to resolve the situation. Now, oftentimes, if you are at a point in your life where you don't have the mindset or the skill set to know how to handle those things, then it can wind up feeling like you're stuck in this loop. And I always think of, if you picture like a robot that's standing up against a wall, and the robot's just been programmed to move forward and it can't do anything else, and it's not strong enough to go through the wall, it's just going to keep hitting the wall, right? Because it doesn't know how to do anything else, but it knows that it's supposed to go forward. And so a lot of times this is what our experience can feel like. So today we're going to talk about 3 main reasons. And I say that because there are many, it's a very dynamic topic, right? But we're just going to do our best to keep it short and focus on 3 main reasons that things could be piling up for you. And then also 3 main solutions and things that you can start doing right away to bring about some change. So the first main thing, I just am pausing here for a moment because it looks like, I don't know, it's giving me a warning about the live videos. So, okay. Okay. So the first main reason that things could be piling up for you and you are experiencing this sense of overwhelm is that you aren't actually paying attention with intention. Okay, so clarity on those two different words there. You aren't paying attention with intention, right? So what does that mean? That means you're just going through your life in a habitual way, right? You're going through your day in a habitual way. You're having the same thoughts. And with having the same thoughts, you're having the same pattern of feelings that are connected to those thoughts. And then those thoughts and feelings, you're taking the same action every day. And without even realizing it, it's become habitual for you, right? And what that's causing is it's causing you to kind of actually just ignore what's going on because you're acting just like that robot that I talked about. You're just kind of going through the motions. There's no intention. There's no disruption of a new thought. There's no disruption of a new feeling. And so all the choices and actions are staying the same. And without intention, you can't have a resolution. You can't have solutions. You can't create. So then all these things just pile up, okay? Now, a second main reason that things could be piling up for you is that you might have some belief systems in place that are actually inhibiting you from honoring yourself, okay? Now, I'm going to pause on that one for a moment so you can soak that in. We all have core beliefs, things that we were raised to believe are true. In actuality, they're really just more like really, really strong opinions, okay? And sometimes those beliefs inhibit us from being able to honor and respect our own thoughts and feelings. Now, how do you know if this is you? How do you know if this is what's happening to you? Well, you would know by some of the thoughts in your head. So for example, if your life situation's happening and sometimes you're like, you know, I want to change this, I don't like doing that, I feel this way. And then you have these like counter arguments that sound something like, well, this is just the way that it is. Okay? You know, this is how it is if you're a business owner. This is how it is if you're a mom. Right? This is how it is if you live in the United States, right? If your brain just is like shutting you down basically and doesn't want to acknowledge those thoughts and feelings, doesn't want to bring about change for you, and is just kind of like, well, you're just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. There's not really anything you can do about it anyways. Those would be indicators that you have some very limiting beliefs that are inhibiting you from being able to respect and honor who you really are, what you really think, how you really feel. And that's going to prevent you from being able to make changes and create a life that you want to be living, which again could be a reason that it's all piling up for you. The third main reason, so maybe you're listening to me and you're like, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. Well, the third reason could simply be that you don't know what to do differently, right? Maybe you're at a point in your life where you've done some level of inner work and you've acknowledged some belief systems and you've been trying to pay attention and be aware of your thoughts and feelings, and you're like, okay, well, I got this, but I don't know what to do, right? Like if I knew what to do differently, then I'd be doing something different. And so those are the three main reasons that I see over and over again when people are coming to me and feeling overwhelmed, feeling burned out, feeling like a zombie in their own life, and also just feeling like they can't prioritize time or resources to do anything different. It's usually one of those three main things. So what do? Right? What's the solution part? Well, I'm going to break this down into 3 things as well. Now, keep in mind that we always want to be looking at our mindset and our skill set, because any type of change in our life requires both. Okay? There's going to have to be a change in our minds and the way we're thinking about things, and there's going to have to be a change in our skill set and the actions that we're taking in order to accomplish any particular change. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to prioritize the time and space to actually identify and acknowledge what you are feeling individually, right? Now, I highlight that word because it's all piling up, because there's a lot of things in there, and you cannot address it as this like lump or a ball of yarn. You need to have and to prioritize enough time and space on a regular basis to unravel that pile, okay? And most people don't do that. In fact, most people will never do that, because what they do is they're like, oh, well, I took a day off, or I took a week off, or I went on vacation, but they spend that time distracting themselves, not actually doing this work. Right? So they go on vacation, they lay on a beach and they drink margaritas, right? Or they take a day off and they go to the spa, or they take a day off and they go play golf, right? All that's doing is distracting you. And then when you're done with that day or you're done with that vacation, you're right back where you started. That pile is waiting for you, and you just pick the pile up again and you keep going and lugging it around. So you really haven't reset yourself. You haven't changed anything at all. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to prioritize time and space to regularly look at what is actually going on. Because it's only when you do that that you can start getting the information that you need in order to make changes and create solutions. Which brings me to the number 2 thing that you're going to do. And this is where I say you're going to be specific, and you're going to observe without judgment. So this connects into that number 1. So when you have this time and space that you're going to prioritize doing inner work, right? You're going to be very specific about your thoughts and feelings, okay? And you're going to do that without judgment. Okay, now I say that because most people will feel guilty or will judge themselves over their thoughts and feelings, and that inhibits you from getting specific. But it's only when you're specific with your words and you really are able to acknowledge with honesty where you're at, that again, you can move into solutions, right? So, and then the third thing you're going to do is, once you've done 1 and 2, then I suggest writing these things down, because it always allows you to change the perspective a little bit when you get it out of your head and onto paper. The third thing you're going to do is you're going to find an alternate perspective, okay? You are going to find someone in your life that you admire, someone who has the results in their life that you're looking for. So whatever areas you have identified through steps 1 and 2, you're going to look for someone that has results that you would like to have. Now, I'm emphasizing that because quite often what happens is people will go and they'll talk to somebody, but if that person has the same life as you, the same results as you, they're not going to be able to provide you with an alternate perspective. Their perspective is going to be the same as yours, and then that chat is going to really be one of commiserating, right? Which sometimes can be fun, but to be honest, it's never productive. It's not helpful, and it's not going to bring about change. So when you're looking to find that alternate perspective, you are looking for someone you admire, looking for someone who has the results that you want to have. And this is where, depending on who you are and your life and your network of people, you might have a friend or a family member or a mentor that you could go to. You might then at that point realize, hey, I do need to, find a therapist or find a coach, right? So that might be a solution for you. And again, this is something where I'm very happy to talk to you about this if you get to that particular point and you're trying to decide, like, okay, well, I do need that alternate perspective, and, I'm ready for significant change. Some people work better, and really need a therapist, and some people really would benefit from a development coach. Now, I have experience in both areas. I actually have some clients that I've had some clients that are therapists, and so I feel very comfortable talking to you about the differences and really what each industry kind of brings to help you identify which one, if either, might be a good fit for you. So wrapping back around to all three of our solutions: time. And remember, the time and space is very intentional for you to unravel the pile, for you to be, number two, specific without judgment about what's really going on, which gives you the ability to then, move into a problem solving mode. Right? Now, number three, that alternate perspective, sometimes we just need that unbiased, objective, third-party angle, because what we're talking about is emotional resilience, right? Which is a combination of skill set and mindset. And what's really important to acknowledge is that if you were already capable of bringing about the changes in your life from your current mindset and your current skill set, then you would have already done so. Okay, so it's important to acknowledge that you do need a new mindset and a new skill set in order to get new results, right? And sometimes just the occasional conversation with someone else can prompt that. But that's also where reading, listening to other people in terms of professionals, videos, chatting, those things can bring about new thoughts and new perspectives, which can be very helpful. Again, my reminder there is make sure that you're reading or listening or talking to someone who actually has results in their life that you would like, right? So it doesn't wind up just being a vent session. And I think the biggest thing that I want to leave you with on this perspective is you can make these changes. I know that when you're in the thick of it, it feels like you can't, right? When things are overwhelming and they're all piling up, it literally feels like you can never crawl out from underneath it. However, that's not true. What you want to remember is that you didn't get to where you are overnight. And you're not going to change where you are overnight, right? It is going to take consistent effort and time, but the exciting part is that you can do it. Okay? I believe in you. I also appreciate you. And with that, I'll wrap this up for the day so we can all, get on with our days. And please, again, feel comfortable commenting, direct messaging me. I'll include a link below to my calendar if you'd like to have a more extensive and personalized conversation about your particular situation. Then that's always available to you. Or you're welcome to just, chat in the comment thread about it. All right? Okay, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.